So I just got a new camcorder today. It is the Sony DCR TRV9. It came with AV cables and a remote, which both of which can also be used with my camcorder, the camcorder that I'm recording with. It also came with 4 batteries. Here are 3 of them. The 4th one is on the charger. And 10 mini DV cassettes as well. It also came with this weird eyepiece thing that I'm not quite sure what the use is, but I suspect it's for glasses wearers, seeing as when you compare it to the size of the normal one, it is much larger. Looking at the front, you can see it has a stereo microphone and laser link. One interesting note is that it does not state that it has a Carl Zeiss lens, as most Sony products do. It has night shot, fader, and backlight compensation, as well as a color viewfinder, the ability to choose between manual and autofocus. Program auto exposure and manual exposure control, and then a little jog dial for controlling the menus. Popping open the LCD, which is very large, which I really like. Along the side there are controls for LCD brightness as well as volume. And then along the inside you have controls for data code, display, which the display toggles the time code and other indicators on and off. The data code toggles the time display on and off. There's a wide mode available, and then various titling functionalities. Then there's picture effect and the menu button, as well as something called start stop, or as well as something called anti-ground shooting, which I have no idea what that is. I have the manual open right now, so I will look into that. Here's where the battery plugs in. It has the Sony Intelligent Active Shoe. There's the button for laser link. Here's the button for edit search. You can pop out the door, but the drawer doesn't pop out if there is no power to the unit. Here's the button for taking pictures onto tape, and the zoom rocker. Behind this there is the LA&C jack, as well as the headphone jack, and here is the switch between VTR mode and camera mode. Here's the plug-in power microphone jack behind this little flap. The focus ring, which I'm not sure whether it is I don't believe it is actually a mechanical focus ring, although I cannot be sure until I test it. But probably not, given that it feels that there's no linkage, there's no resistance. And here's the S-Video, AV, and DV in out jacks. Here's the battery that's currently on the charger. And the charger can also provide power for the camera using this little insert that just hooks onto the back of the camera. One nice thing about these batteries is that they all fit in my Sony Mavica that I have, so that means if I want to use the larger capacity battery, or if I want or need to use one of these in the Mavica, I can. So I'll be testing out the longevity of all 4 of these batteries, as well as reviewing these tapes to see what's on them. And I will come back when this battery is charged. Hopefully by then I can study the manual a little, because for some reason I got in my head that this was a TRV7 and not a TRV9, which they have significantly different feature sets. And we are back with the Sony DCR TRV9. It now has a fully charged F750 battery, and the capacity on one of these is really quite amazing. I've never had one of these before, but yeah, see, 406 minutes off of just this one battery. So yeah, this is a nice system. This F550 will also hold the charge, which is good news for this as well as my Mavica. One of the F330s that came with this would not hold a charge. It wouldn't take a charge. But the other 330 is still being tested. So now that we can actually power this on, let's go over more of the features. So, going back to NightShot, I believe this might actually be from before they depowered NightShot. This was made in the last quarter of 1998, as the date sticker implies. So I believe it was 1999 or like 2000 when they depowered NightShot. So I think this is from before they depowered NightShot. Actually, I can probably test by comparing the camcorder that I'm filming with, its NightShot, with this camcorder's NightShot. So I will do that in a bit. So here's the camcorder complaining that there's no tape. It has 180 times digital zoom, although I prefer to stick to optical zoom, as the quality is a lot better. Oh, the battery just dropped in time a little. Yeah, this will also be a good test as to how long these batteries will keep a charge. But so yeah, after reading the manual, I found that this switch is different behaviors when you press the button. So the behavior that's set to right now, this behavior, is just typical record button behavior. This behavior is, it will only record when you hold down the record button, and this is, it will record for 5 seconds and then stop. As for these other buttons, I will test out the picture effects when I do some tests of this, when I show some test footage of this. And as for the menu, let's just bring up the menu, and you use the little this little jog dial right here to control the menu. So yeah, oh, there's a way I can disengage digital zoom. I'll just go ahead and do that because I'll never use it, and I can re-engage it if I need to. Now, despite this camcorder being older, the camcorder that I'm filming with actually has 120 times digital zoom. The camcorder that I'm filming with was made in 2003. There's some cassette memory stuff, which I don't really use cassette memory, to be honest. Some LCD and viewfinder settings, the tally light, NightShot, video out settings. I'll have to see what these two settings do, but they're probably for, if I had to guess, they actually, yeah, I have no idea what these two settings are used for, so I'll have to check. Clock set, and then the demo mode, which I'm not sure what the difference is, but, well, I know what the difference is, but I just don't really need to show it. So that's basically what all I can show you right now in shooting mode, except I will show you NightShot real quick. Yeah, there's the NightShot. LEDs. Oh, that. Listen to this switch. It has a very nice tactile feel to it, and the sound is very nice as well. Oh, yeah. Zoom. The battery meter jumped a bit more. Anyway, let's switch over to playback mode. As you can see, the playback controls light up, which I actually did not see these until I switched it into playback mode, which is for obvious reasons. I forget if on this model oh yeah, this is slightly different for the menu is slightly different for playback mode, and more cassette memory stuff, and then like audio mode and other basic settings for playback. So anyway, that's just sort of the overview of the features of the Sony DCR TRV9, and yeah. Now, I guess I will show you some test footage. This is the Sony DCR TRV9, and it looks like the final battery is finished charging for this camera. So this is the Sony DCR TRV9. It's a really nice camera. I like it. And it has, yeah, it has nice features. It does have picture effects. So here's pastel, which I'm still not quite sure what it's supposed to be, but it looks neat, I guess. Oh, I used the jog wheel. Here's negative, which, as always, looks really neat. Ooh. Over here it looks like it sort of has the same effect as like a thermal camera. Here's sepia, which is sepia. Black and white, which is black and white. Solarized, which is a personal favorite of mine, and it sort of reduces the color depth, which I really enjoy. This effect, it makes everything look really neat. Mosaic, which is mosaic. Not really quite sure how to describe it other than mosaic. And slim, which I get, oh yeah, it stretches the image vertically. Stretch stretches the image horizontally. And that's about it. It has two faders. Regular fader, which just fades to black. And mosaic fader, which fades from a mosaic to normal. And yeah, this has a stereo microphone, which you may or may not be able to tell. This Sony NP-F750 battery seems to be holding a charge, so that is really nice. So yeah, I guess it is really all that's left is for me to do a comparison of the NightShot on these two cameras. I almost forgot that this also has automatic focus control. So, as I twist the ring, I should be focusing on objects that are far away and close up. And my hand is somewhat in the frame, and this really does, yeah, I don't think this is a mechanical focus control. And I can also focus to infinity. And then the various program auto exposure modes, but I'm not really interested in those because the automatic exposure generally works fine for me, but what I'm more interested in is the automatic, or the manual exposure modes, which, what's really hilarious is that my room is so dark, it has to be at the highest exposure to just get this. So yeah, yeah, so I guess now all that's left to do is a test of the night shot modes. Here is night shot mode on the Sony DCR TRV9, which is the camera that I use to shoot most of this video with. This is in comparison with the DCR TRV9, which, if I'm correct, has a non-depowered night shot. So, yeah, let's look at the TRV9. So here is a test of the Sony DCR TRV9's night shot mode. Now, personally, I think this might be the non-depowered night shot. If not for any other reason, then you can visibly see the light beam on the on my desk here, which you were not able to on the DCR TRV9. Yeah, and also just looking at the night shot LEDs, you can see, which is impossible for me to show on video because I don't have infrared filters on any of my cameras, but you can see that, you can visibly see it, whereas you can't really on the TRV9. So I think this is non-depowered night shot, which just is interesting. Yeah. So yeah, this was the Sony DCR TRV9. I really like this camera. It's a very good camera. The leather is disintegrating on the hand strap, but that's normal for cameras of this age. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Hello. This is simply an addendum to my video on the Sony Handycam Vision DCR TRV9. And this is to test the X-ray abilities of the night shot. After doing a little bit more research, I found that Sony discontinued the original night shot in August of '98. But this was made at the earliest in September of '98. So this very well could be a model that has the X-ray night shot. So what I have here are two CDs, and what I will be doing is taking this plastic bag, which isn't entirely opaque, but it's the closest thing I have to something being opaque, put it over the CDs, and then I will turn on night shot to see if it's any easier to see anything on the CDs. So, first, Phaedra by Tangerine Dream. You can't really see anything. And you can split 2 layers of the bag. Maybe one. Just one more. Yes. Now, if you turn off night shot, it's not visible. turn NightShot on, it's visible. And next, we have the best of New Order. So, under the bag, sort of visible. The blue blob is visible. Then turn NightShot on. Not visible, but turning it off, under one layer, it is visible, and it's visible. So, I guess while this version of NightShot might not have complete X-ray vision, it does have semi-X-ray vision, I guess it would be called. I did notice that the manual exposure didn't the manual exposure control didn't work in NightShot mode, which I believe is part of Sony's depowering it.